as I was finishing up my degree, I was fortunate enough to land a prep school job. Um, I was the resident assistant at the McDuffie School in
Yeah,
Massachusetts,
yeah,
and
yeah. I know that.
I was also the assistant basketball coach, and I worked for Jerry McCullough was the head coach at the time. Jerry
Okay.
McCullough went to Pittsburgh
Yeah,
back in the day, a big time New York City guard, and that was my first experience as an assistant coach. So I was finishing up my degree and coaching on the side, which gave me great experience and confidence to know that I can, pursue this career.
yeah. See, that's awesome because I just love that. Like everything happens for a reason, and to whether when you'd had the point of when you had injuries in college, I always say when you have an injury, that's when your basketball brain switches off and you go, wait a second, what if I couldn't play tomorrow? And that's when the
Right,
plan Bs just start to pop
right,
in straight away. But some people stay laser focused and like there is no plan B. But you
right.
mentioned earlier on you were thinking about coaching. So that
Mhm.
was really instrumental in the fact that you had a good thought process because people don't think realistically. I say to people all the time, like being in the NBA, it's like 1 in 4 billion now. Like the odds of making it to the NBA are just ridiculous. There's only 30 teams. Like,
Right,
what are we gonna do? But then if you have that real, obviously you don't want to be too realistic because then you won't go for your dream. But at the same
right.
time, you found something within it. And I know like you want to take it further because obviously you're building wins right now and you're building a winning consistency that only attracts the higher leagues anyway. So have you ever thought of going to the G League to NBA, or now you're just thinking NBA?
For sure. I mean, again, college basketball has always been my thing. Here at the University of North Texas, we coming off a 25-win season, the best season in school history. We lost in the second round of the NIT to University of Virginia, who won the national championship a couple of years ago. Like, um, when I was an assistant at the Division II level, we won, 3 championships in a row. Went to the
Mm.
NCAA tournament. Like, that whole experience has been amazing, because when you think about being a college basketball coach, you think about all the accolades and all that kind of stuff, the wins, the experience, the NCAA tournament, all that kind of stuff. And I've, been fortunate enough to achieve it. Um, so there was a point in time where, COVID hit, and I was forced as a college basketball coach to make a change. And I got into the player development side at the pro level. So
Okay.
I'm working with guys who are about to get drafted. I'm working with guys who are already in the NBA, and just maintaining their rhythm in the summer times
Yeah.
and things like that. So when those juices flowing, when that opportunity happened for me, I'm like, I had my eyes on the NBA
Yeah.
and the pro side of things. Um, so this past summer, um, working with UNT, right? So this past summer, a couple of our alumni have put together a alumni team based in the $1 million tournament. Okay,
Wow.
so the $1 million tournament is broadcast on ESPN, and they approached me needing a coach. But when they approached me, I was either going to be I probably was going to be the assistant. They already had a head coach in mind, but they just wanted me to be on the staff. And
Mm.
it was the opportunity for me to coach, you know? So I said, whatever. If I'm the head coach, that's cool. If I'm the assistant coach, that's cool. I just want to
Exactly.
be down. I just want to be down. And the way things work, the person that they had in mind for the head coaching spot couldn't make it. So I ended up being the head coach.
There you go. See,
I ended up being
opportunity.
the head coach.
Opportunity.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to go because you don't know what's going to be
You
there.
don't know what happens. So the team was made up of a couple of professional players that played at the University of North Texas, as well as others that were kind of associated with the school, that lived in the area, and some of the, some former teammates or whatever the case may be of players that started this deal. And it was our first year in it. We were the 7th seed, and the team that we were playing against were big level pros that played in the G League,
Mm.
played at the highest levels of college basketball. One guy, Sylvain Francisco, who plays out in the top league in France, he just came from playing in the summer league with the Milwaukee Bucks. The first team that we played against was all pros, legit pros.
Wow.
And we were the 7th seed. Nobody expected us to win.
And you won.
And we won that game. We won that game.
Wow. See, that might say whoever bet on that game got a good bit of money, because like if
Right.
you were the 7th seed and then you beat the pro team, someone was like, "What went wrong?" I'm like, "Good coaching." That's what happened.
So,
Again, it's
nah,
reading. It's your IQ. It's being able to read a game. Like when you watch a game, you automatically assess who's playing, how they play, and you think of your guys, and you're like, "Wait a second, we do this way better. We have
right.
way better transition defense, way better." And you just go, "All right, let's do that." And you make a game plan and you keep going until it doesn't work.
Right.
It's that simple.
Right.
I say to people, it's that simple. And when they make adjustments, you make an adjustment.
Exactly.
But again, that's another thing, because you've been on the court. You know, when you get in your own head, sometimes you've been there before. I've been there, where you don't know why, but you're just in your own head and you're second guessing certain things that come naturally to you. Do you recognize that in your players now when that happens, or do you just let them play through it?
I recognize it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just it's as simple as, listen, just relax. You know the right play to make, you just have to make it. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no thought. You can't predetermine, what this defender is gonna do, or what. No, you can't. You have to read the game. Sometimes you just have to relax. Emotions get involved. So it's as simple as that. Just reminding them, just relax, take it easy, take a deep breath, whatever the case may be. If you have to sub out the game, reassess, but go back in.
And who would you say is the best person, like you, when you think in your head, who's the first player that you've coached when you've gone, he's making it to the league? Who is that player like that you coach where you're like, he's making it and didn't make it? It's not to put anybody on blast, but there's always someone that you see and you go, the only way this isn't going to happen is through luck. It's because at the end of the day, there's a form of luck making it as well. Like, has there been any players that have passed through and you've gone, he's going to make it to the league?
There's a guy that I just finished coaching that really has strong potential to make the league. I don't know why he's not getting an opportunity right now. Like, he could play for a few teams. There's a lot of things that go into it.
It's a lot. There's so much politics.
It's a lot of things that go into why guys. We know those guys. It happens all the time. Like, so, there's a guy that I know who's doing this thing and played for me this past summer, who has crazy NBA potential, and hopefully he gets that opportunity. Some guys in college, we got some guys that can make it. I don't want to, I know right now, but we got a couple of guys that NBA personnel have come through and inquired about, and I think they do have a good chance of making the league if they continue on the right path.
So what's that connection between now? That's something I'm not really aware of now, is the collegiate NBA recruitment relationship. Like, do you have now relationships with NBA scouts, or do they kind of say hi and then move on?
Not, I do. I wouldn't say crazy strong right now, but again, that comes with the talent that you bring in and guys development and things like that. I've developed some relationships on that side of things because I was doing the NBA player development with one of the best trainers in the world, Tim Martin. So I've developed things on that side. But when I got here to UNT, there's been a couple of, professional teams that have inquired about coming to practice and checking out guys out. And again, we're a talented bunch. We got a few guys that could, make that leap if they continue on the right side of development. So it's, as simple as an email, a phone call, all of this is networking. And the basketball world, as big as it is, it's also small. So word gets around of who's who and who should be, who you should check out. So I've had quite a few NBA personnel come through and, just inquire, just want to see the talent that we have. And, we maintain a relationship through that.
Yeah. So another question, I've got two more questions for you. Like, one, if you could give advice to the 13-year-old version of yourself, what would it be in regards to basketball?
Definitely I would have put more time in the gym, um, and really listen to the older folks that have been there before. Put more time in the gym, really listen to the older folks that, not saying that I didn't listen,
Hmm.
but you know how it is when you're told something, you think you know it all because you're younger and you're
Yeah,
going through this and that with
but the
you,
pathway is the same.
you really don't. You
Yeah,
don't. So the time that you put into the gym is what you're gonna get out of it. But it's not just going to the gym and putting in any kind of work. You have to put in the right work.
yeah.
Have to put in the right work. You have to get game reps, simplify the game, master some skills, and be a good teammate. Be a
I like
good teammate. My passion, especially nowadays, my passion for the game, sometimes came out in the wrong way. And I just wanted to win. So again, those are things, being a good teammate, if you dapping your teammates up, if you're cheering for guys, and even though, we all turn the ball over, don't get discouraged, don't put your head down, you know, encourage the next one. Like all of those things matter. NBA GMs, coaches, assistant coaches, whoever, recruiters, they all look at those things. It's not just the production that you put on the floor, it's those other factors that go into why you are chosen for an opportunity.
I like that. And last but not least, who is your favorite player of all time, and who's your favorite player right now?
My favorite player of all time is my dad. Um,
Wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
my dad.
awesome.
My
You got
dad.
to see him play more than I did. I literally got to see Leroy play like 3 games.
Yeah, I wish I would have
And
seen him play a lot more when I was younger. Like, I don't know if you know, but there's a YouTube video of when they were playing, when your dad and my dad was playing overseas in
I'll
Liverpool.
have
Yeah,
that. I
Uncle
think
Mike.
I've seen some of the game, but I haven't seen all of the game.
I'm gonna send you the link.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
send
send
me
you the
that
link.
because my
But
dad always does impressions of Leroy's guard skills. He does it. He does and says Leroy would do this, but he didn't understand. He'd do stuff with he'd manipulate his body without moving the ball, and the defender would always fall for it. So he'd do really simple things. He said he said he was fancy, but he was simple, but it was just he'd get where he needed to get to. He said it was really hard to read him. He said you couldn't defend him. So you couldn't defend. He was one of those you couldn't defend him. But like, yes,
I
so it
would,
was your pops carry
I
on.
wish I could see more. But yeah, I would say my dad is my favorite player of all time. Um, and then Carmelo, I'm a huge Carmelo Anthony fan, man.
Ah,
Huge Carmelo Anthony fan. Just the way he's able to score the ball. Hopefully he can get back in the league. But
yeah, I hope so.
I'm a huge Carmelo Anthony fan.
I was just asking someone
Um,
today what happened to Carmelo. Like he disappeared.
yeah, he'll find himself. He'll find himself in the league. He'll find
Yeah,
himself back in the league. He's valuable. He can shoot. He can stretch the floor. He's a veteran. He's been there before. And he's
yeah,
about the right things. He'll find himself. Um, I love John Morant. I
yeah.
like his attitude.
He's
I like his
scary.
attitude. I like his mentality.
Yeah. I know you said a
Crazy.
few players. You've said a few players so far, but yeah.
And I've gotten to work with Tyrese Maxey, Trey Young,
Yeah, the beast.
Moses Brown that plays for the Clippers. I've gotten to work with those guys, Miles Turner.
Yeah, Miles Turner's
So I'm a
he's
fan,
nice.
yeah, PJ Washington. So I'm a fan of those guys that I've worked with as well.
Yeah. But who's your great? So your greatest of all time. I know she didn't put MJ in there, but like that's cool. But like you're a New
I didn't
York
put
person. I know you
MJ.
guys hate MJ, so like he ruined MJ ruined Miss. I've been speaking to Mrs. Finch on the phone once, and I swear, like I'd never heard anybody curse out Michael Jordan more than anybody. Like, I swear, like I heard her say stuff about Michael Jordan once, where I was like, oh my god, and that was when he came back. That was when he did his first comeback at New York and destroyed them.
Mhm.
I was like, she was mad as hell. I'll never forget that. It was funny though.
Yeah, those Knicks, man. We got to get it going.
But I think you're like one draft pick away from like contention hitting like Eastern Conference Finals. Like one draft pick. One.
I was watching that Cleveland game last night, Cleveland and Boston, and the way Donovan Mitchell was doing them boys, because we almost had him.
You know, this close.
He's this
This
close, man.
close.
Because
It was this close.
Brunson's energy and winning mentality is contagious, and I see the difference.
Did you notice the fourth quarter difference? I call it like the fourth quarter difference. It's like he spreads the floor more, but then it allows the others to get involved. Like Obi Toppin, even though he's not crazy, but he's got mad game.
He's valuable, man.
I wouldn't
He's
want to take him off the court. He can play,
Yeah.
man. I always say he doesn't take enough shots, but I know he's playing his role. But
Playing
like
his role.
I feel like at the moment now, it's just one piece. I feel like it's one piece.
One guy.
It's one. I
Hopefully
don't know
we
what
get
it's
that.
gonna be or who it's gonna be, but it's one piece.
Hopefully we get that, man. But yeah, my New York Knicks, that's my team.
Yeah, once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. But Anj, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. It's been too long, and I'd love it if at some point every couple of months we can just come on and chop it up about the league and what you're doing. And I just want to follow more what you're doing because you know it's all about Marvin basketball and loving basketball.
Let's do it, man. This was amazing. I appreciate you having me on, man. I'm proud of you and what you're doing, man. This is big time. This platform is big time, man. And hopefully we can link up in person. And
hey, dude, I'm trying to get a job in your college. You can get me a job at the college as an announcer. That's what I want to do.
I got you.
Hey, I'm being serious too. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm happy to leave. Happy to leave the UK.
I got you, man. You'll love it over here.
You don't even have to tell me. Like Texas food, Mexican food as well. Like it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, we there. But no, thanks a lot, bro. And yeah, we'll definitely talk soon.
Nah, all love, man. Appreciate it.